I'm gonna do the crate challenge. If you can pass that crate challenge, I will fund you a Forex account. I think the reason for all the controversy around me, it's simple. People hate. I'm winning. That's really what it comes down to. I'm a winner. I win. I do this shit. And that's all it really comes down to. There's nothing more to say about it. I think that I'm the best on YouTube right now. I think I'm the #1 on YouTube. I can't say social media overall, but YouTube for sure. I will literally take the whole community and carry them on my back with myself. And that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the year. And next year, I'm going to just do that. Man, I hate that dude, honestly. I think he kind of thought I was trying to copy him a little bit or something like that. I don't know. Me and Daniel Savage, I mean, Savage is a cool guy. He's whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't pay attention to nobody. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what fucking business you're. I'm 20 years old. I'm doing this shit. I bought 15 cars, and that's not just a random number. That's the actual number. And that's when I'm like, man, I don't know what God reached out to you, but it ain't my God, because my God would never put me on no company like this. So I started with IML. MambaFX helped me the most. He got me where I'm at.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Expert Trader podcast series. We have a very special guest for you guys in the house today. Episode 24, MambaFX is in the building. MambaFX, welcome to the Expert Trader podcast.
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate you getting on. You know, we have fans from all over the world, probably 50 plus countries. So a lot of folks might not know who you are. You mind giving the folks at home a little intro on yourself?
Yeah. So obviously my name is MambaFX. Name's based off of Kobe, so it's perfect that it's episode 24. Couldn't have fell in line any better than that, really. So just a real quick introduction to who I am. I'm 20 years old. I think I'm the youngest right now doing it. I could be wrong. I don't pay attention to everyone else, but I think I am. I started trading when I was 16 years old. Not successfully, but I was trading. I was learning about Forex. I was trying to do it and all that good stuff. So I personally,
good intro, honestly, 20 years old, youngest doing it, huge Forex star, and especially very successful on YouTube because of the content that you've been producing, especially related to Forex and the lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. I mean, me personally, I think that I'm the best on YouTube right now. I think I'm the #1 on YouTube. I can't say social media overall, but YouTube for sure. And nobody's pulling in views like me consistently, and nobody's doing the content I'm doing. So I'll say I'm #1 on YouTube. I'll take that.
I mean, I think the numbers speak for themselves.
Right.
Now, I want to start off this podcast because I know there's a lot of stuff we want to talk to you about, your trading style, the way that you do things, and some other ventures that you're involved in. But let's start off by clearing the air. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding your name. I'm going to list off some names here. I kind of just want to clear the air on some situations that people might not be aware of. So what's this whole situation with you and Savage, with Daniel Savage?
Me and Daniel Savage, I mean, Savage is a cool guy. He's whatever. There's nothing really there with me and Savage. I don't think there's nothing there. I would say we don't talk at all. Nothing personal there, though. I mean, I think me and Savage we're just traders doing our own thing.
Okay.
I wouldn't say there's nothing there with Savage. Nah, not really.
Okay. You know, people kind of threw around because when we wanted to get you on the podcast, obviously we're always looking at what folks are telling us and who they want to get on the podcast. And you're a very popular name, but also they wanted you to clear the air about some things that, you know, they weren't really sure about with your relationship with maybe Swaggy C as well. So what's the nature of you guys' relationship?
Swaggy C. Yeah, Swaggy C, man, I hate that dude, honestly. No, I'm just playing.
Whoa.
I don't know. I'm just playing. No, I don't hate Swaggy C.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I don't hate Swaggy C in any way. The thing with me and Swaggy C was a lot of confusion. This is the backstory with me and Swaggy C, honestly. So we were cool. We ended up meeting up, hanging out, chopping it up. I was in a couple of his videos, actually. He deleted one of them, but we chopped it up. We did a video together, a little interview we did together as well. And things were cool. Everything was great. I thought things went pretty smooth with him. And I leave, hit him up a couple weeks later. We talk a little bit. A couple weeks later, hit him up again just to say what's up. Doesn't reply to me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I got too much shit to worry about. Then later down the road, where people were like, yo, Swaggy C said this, said that, said this. I'm like, what? As far as I can tell, I researched a little bit and try to see what he was saying. I don't think he said anything. I think it was more so like somebody, I guess, asked him, like, can you clear up what's going on with you and Mamba? You guys talked, and then out of nowhere stopped talking. And he just said he doesn't want to talk about it. So words got mixed, but I'm like, whatever. Finally, we get in contact again. And I guess the problem with me and Swaggy C, I guess this is the issue. A lot of my thumbnails look like his. He didn't like that. I get it. I think he kind of thought I was trying to copy him a little bit or something like that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't pay attention to nobody. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what fucking business you're running. I don't know if I can cuss or not, but I don't know what business you're running. And I don't care. I'd never sit here and see what someone else's thumbnails look like, what their business looks like. Just don't care. So it was just a misunderstanding, I guess. Talked to him about it. I said, look, bro, I've never looked at your thumbnails to see if, I could. And to me, at the end of the day, it was kind of childish, really, because that's what you're mad about. But I think, there was that. And then the fact that he's the type of guy, and I respect him for this, who likes to stay to himself. And he saw that I was hanging out with all these different traders and this and that. And I think he wants to keep to himself more. He doesn't mess with a lot of traders. So at the end of the day, he didn't want to put himself in a position where he has to talk to a bunch of different traders because I talk to these different traders. So I get it. The thumbnail thing was dumb. Whatever. We all say stupid shit, but I understand the other part. So we talked a little bit and we're cool now. We're 100% cool. I talked to him the other day.
So it's no hard feelings between you and Swaggy now?
No hard feelings between me and Swaggy whatsoever. There never really was, honestly. It was just like a misunderstanding, really. And neither of us, we're both the type of people that aren't going to really talk about how we feel. So we were just doing our own thing, but we wasn't even talking. So it didn't matter. But
no, I appreciate you clearing that up. I think it's really important because a lot of folks at home can start to make up their own rumors and say, "Oh, they're it's because of this, it's because of that." But really, without any idea of what's happening in the back end, I feel like it's hard for people to make a good judgment. So I appreciate you walking through that. What do you think is, and this is the last question I'm going to ask you about this. What do you think is the reason for all the controversy around you?
I think the reason for all the controversy around me, it's simple. People hate. I'm winning. That's really what it comes down to. I'm a winner. I win. I do this shit. And that's all it really comes down to. There's nothing more to say about it. People see I'm 20 years old. I'm doing this shit. I bought in 15 cars, and that's not just a random number. That's the actual number. I bought in 15 cars in my life, maybe 16 if you count before Forex or whatever. So I bought 15 cars in my life. Now we're not gonna count that car. Actually, that was like $800, but
20 years old, 15 cars.
I bought
amazing.
15 cars. My house has 8 bedrooms, almost 6,000 square feet. I'm in the nicest spot in Orange County possible. Yeah, I think it just comes from just hate, bro. People wish they could be in my shoes and they can't, so they look for any reason to bring me down. So that I don't know why. I don't know what that's gonna do for them, but yeah, it just comes down to I'm a winner and I'm gonna keep winning. So
did you really gift your assistant your i8?
I did.
Or
I
was it
did.
your camera guy? Can you walk through that story?
Like I said, I buy a lot of cars. I get bored of cars easy. The i8 was the hardest car for me to ever get rid of, like ever. Like that shit it hurt. But at the end of the day, I think it's easier for me to see him have that car, somebody I'm close with, somebody that I'm going to see often. So that car's still in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have sold it or traded it in or just let it go to shit, then it's done. I'll never see it again. But at the end of the day, I mean, now he has this car and I can still see it. It's still here. It's still in my life, I guess. Like I don't know how to explain. It's my first supercar, so it's kind of crazy for me to get. But at the end of the day, I have a Lamborghini now, and I just don't think I'll ever really. I don't see myself driving that anymore ever again. I mean, just not when you have a. I mean, no offense, the i8's a beautiful car, but when you have like a Lambo and i8 next to each other, both purple, it's like, which one am I gonna take? I'm gonna take one sports car today with 2 seats. I never see myself taking the i8, but beautiful car. I love the car, but
There we go. What made you get into cars? Was it before? Like, were you always interested in cars and you're like, when I have
Oh
money one day,
no.
I'm going to get in? Or like when you started getting the money, you're like, I'm just going to buy this one
Yeah,
and that one?
yeah, you know what? It is that. It is that. The money hit me hard. And I just when you come from nothing, bro, and you don't have cars and you never had your own car your whole life, and then you have this type of money where you can choose any car you want in the world and you have the money to trade them in and lose money on them just to get another one when you're bored. That's like the easiest thing to do. I mean, property is great, but when I first started coming up, I wasn't like, you know what, I'm gonna get some property. Like I'm young, like I wanted to show out, show off, and live that life because I never had shit like that. So it was great. It was fucking great.
All right. Well, I appreciate you walking me through that. We're going to get back to the cars after, but this is a trading podcast. And so let's get straight into you as a trader.
Mhm.
So can you walk us through your backstory with your relationship with trading? How did you get started trading and how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah. So I was 16 years old when I first found out about Forex. I had a friend who apparently, he was trading, he was making money. And he told me at the time, like, God reached out to him and he felt the need to reach out to me and show me this new thing called Forex. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's crazy because I'm fucking broke as shit and I need some money. So that's great. Perfect timing. And then he introduced me to IML. And that's when I'm like, man, I don't know what God reached out to you, but it ain't my God, because my God would never put me on no company like this. So I started with IML. I think 16. It's been so long, 17, 18. So from the ages of 16 to 17, for sure, I was trading a little bit. I was learning through IML. And, come to find out after the first few months, though, like, it's fucking hard. And yeah, this shit is hard. Like, I'm not winning. I'm losing so much. And I told him, like, yo, bro, like, what do I do? And he's like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, the trading is there. It'll be here forever. Don't even worry about the trading. Come with me to the mall and we're gonna get more people in and we're gonna make money off of people and we're gonna get people under us. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm not interested in that. I'm like, for one, I'm not interested in that. For two, I'm nervous. Like, I don't talk to people. I don't fuck with people. I'm not gonna go out there and talk to random people in a suit and be like, yo, like, you ever heard of Ford? Like, no, I'm not doing that to make money. I haven't even made money trading yet. Why am I gonna go help or try to get people into this company that didn't teach me shit? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I said, no, like, I'm done, bro. Like, I can't do this. I'm not successfully trading. Why am I going to get people into this company that hasn't helped me? So I dropped him. I dropped IML. I got out of IML and I was like, fuck it. All right. I'd say like 4 or 5 months go by and I'm not trading at all, not learning nothing. I gave up on the whole Forex thing. By the time I was 17 and a half, I'd say. And my stories, they're like off some places. It just depends on the day because this shit's so long ago. I don't remember, but I'm gonna just say I was 17. I really don't know the exact number, but I was probably 17, and I was like, I'm gonna try it again. And at this point, I'm going off and on. I'm coming back to trade, and then I'm stopping because I'm not winning. I'm losing every time. There's like times where I'll win. I'll take $100, turn it to $700, and then blow it. And then I'm like, all right, I can't do this anymore. I'm just losing money, and then I go back to doing stupid shit, making money other ways. So it's like whatever. By the time I hit 18, I start to really actually like decide that what I'm doing in life right now. And at the time, I was selling weed at a really a 1 bedroom apartment on the east side of where I lived. And I had my kid at the time, my son, and my daughter was going to be here soon. So I'm selling weed and uncertain if I'm going to even come home some nights because you never know with this. I mean, people that I've been held at gunpoint. I've had crazy shit happen to me doing this because it's not the way to go. But I had no other choice. What am I going to do? Go work at Target? Like, this is no. I worked at Taco Bell when I was like 15 and I made like $400 a month. It was funny. It's stupid. So, I'm tired of this shit. I can't live like this no more. I can't go out and then wonder if I'm going to come home that day. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't know what else to do, but only thing that's ever made me money is Forex. Even though I blew those accounts, I could have just done a withdrawal and kept that money, which I've done in the past, very small ones. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But realistically, that was the only thing I could think of. So I really took that time from the age 18 to 19. I took that year and I really grinded. Like, I worked my ass off learning to trade, figuring out price action, figuring out what makes the markets do certain things, what news events are, causing different spikes and things like that. Why not to trade when there's news on? And I taught myself. Realistically, I taught myself. I used YouTube. I used previous knowledge because I've been trading for like 2.5 years before I started to really learn. And I just really developed strategies that worked. And I started to realize that, well, this is me personally. Everyone trades different. I started to realize that instead of trading in a way where it's like looking for reversals or this or that, whatever, I started to trade with momentum. And I think that's what really put me over the hump that I was at, is that I need to move with the markets. I need to use multiple time frames and use momentum so I can get in these trades and be out very fast.
Okay.
As that momentum's coming down, and I would try to get out before the momentum would switch, things like that. And that's kind of what set me over the top, was just momentum trading, I'd say, is what I call it. And I realistically, I mean, that's it. That's kind of summed up 4 whole years of bullshit. But by the time I was 19, I was trading for real. And it was good, bro. It was real good.
Okay, that's awesome. What just for reference, what age did you start trading?
16 and a half, I'd say.
Okay, there we go. So how would you describe yourself as a trader now? I know you described yourself as a momentum trader. How would you describe yourself?
Super scalper for sure. I like to scalp, bro. Like most of my trades, actually had a trade this morning on USD CAD, and I was in it, and I was out within 2 hours. I mean, to me, that's a scalp because I'm not micro scalping or anything,
Okay.
but it's a scalp to me, bro. 2 hours, a couple candles, couple hour candles, and I'm out. Yeah, I would say a super scalper for sure. I like to
Were you in
scalp.
those longs that you
Yes.
said? Okay.
Yes, sir. It's all over my Instagram. I actually sent it out. I sent it out to my team as well. So thousands of people got in that trade with me, and we were just everyone was so happy. But
That's a great trade.
yeah,
So
I was in
what
those
pairs do you
long.
trade mostly?
Say it again. Oh, I trade all pairs, bro. I trade all pairs.
Okay.
I'm crazy with it, bro. But I'm crazy with it. I swear to God, like I'm different. I'm not like I don't trade the regular shit like most people do, and I'm successful at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say this type of shit because my numbers speak for themselves, bro. My signal numbers, they speak for themselves. Anyone who says that they weren't profitable with my signals, which you hear people say that a lot, not a lot, but you see the people that do say that, is people who either got in 5 hours late or missed the entire signal because they were sleeping, and then they just throw a fit. That shit is pisses me off, but there's nothing you can do because people will express. The thing is, people will express hate before they express love.
For
So
sure.
if somebody loves you, they're not gonna say shit about it. But if someone hates you, they're gonna speak on it. So it's hard to show positivity over negativity, but this is the Forex game we're in, and that's fine. I'm not tripping off of it, but yeah, I like to scout, bro. I like to scout and go with momentum. I try to take long-term trades, and I hate it, bro, because I can't sit there and be in a trade and wait 3 days and that shit reverses on you and you lose. I can't. I need to get in and out. It's just something that helps me mentally. So that's more of like a psychological thing for me.
For sure. Now,
Yeah.
before we move on, do you use the same strategy on all the pairs? So do you feel like your strategy applies to everything that you trade, or do you have a different method to trade different instruments?
No, it applies to everything I trade. Yeah, it really does. Everything, like literally everything. The one exception I would say is gold. Gold is a bit different. Gold, I don't like to trade the strategy with. I don't like to trade with momentum with gold because gold is so, to me, is so, it's crazy. It can
Yeah.
get crazy because news is always circulating around the US and the gold, and it's just too much. So I try to stay away from gold when it comes to my, quick strategy. But
Mhm.
I do trade gold though, but just different. It's different stuff I use when I trade gold. It's more of I like to trade with the banks and stuff on gold.
Okay.
But
So how do you look at risk while you're trading? Like, do you use the same risk for everything, or
people hate it, but I trade so differently. I throw a lot of standards on my trades, and I usually close out when I'm happy. When I'm happy with the profit I have, I'm closing out because the strategy I use, it goes into profit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting in on a rejection. I'm getting in as, let's say USD CAD this morning, as it's coming up, starts to come up, I'm getting in. And if I'm happy right here, I'm closing. You see what I'm saying? As it's coming up or as a pair is going down, I'm getting in with that momentum and getting out.
okay?
So it's really just key to find valid momentum because everybody knows, in Forex things can reverse like that. So
So
for me, the key is to find using multiple time frames that momentum. And when I get in that momentum, I'm holding it. And then once I'm happy, I get out. Of course, I have my stop loss set. But for me, I take my profit when I'm happy. And if I'm using 10 standards, 20 standards, 30 standards, I only need like 20 pips. And I'm
okay,
cool with 2 to 5K a day. I mean, that's cool with me.
there you go. So there's probably a lot of new traders listening to this. I mean, there's all different types of traders that listen to this podcast. But if there's new traders listening to this, what advice would you give them from things that you've learned in your journey that might help them, might help save them some time?
Well, for new traders, I'll tell new traders to not give up. I'll tell new traders that there is a brighter side because I know how hard it is at first. I know that you're losing a lot and you probably don't think that you're ever going to win because it's just been overwhelmed with how hard it's been to start. I would say don't give up. I can give you 15 reasons to not give up in my life, and they're all cars that I bought. And if I would have given up, I would still be driving a 2000 Buick that was gold and actually broke down on me about 15 times. So, what I'm saying? I'm glad I didn't give up. It was worth the struggle. And I forgot what it felt like. What I'm saying? I forgot what the pain really felt like because it's so damn good right now.
So let's talk about some of those reasons right now. Walk us through some memorable stories for you in trading, like whether it's like a big loss or a big win that
Oh,
really
yeah,
stood
yeah.
out to you. Some of your favorite trading stories.
Shit. I would say I feel like my first $20,000 day was something that was crazy to me because that's not something that happens. I mean, nowadays I'll have like $11,000 day or $6,000 day, but that's not to say the next day I'm not going to lose 3,000. I'm going to be very honest. So overall, I'm making really, really good money trading. But to have that $20,000 day, that was just crazy to me. And to withdraw it the next day was crazy to me as well. I think it's on my Instagram highlights as well. You can see the withdrawal and stuff. But that to me was like that was crazy. That was like probably one of the best memories. Like I just made $20,000 in one day. My mom, barely makes that in a year. A little bit more than that, I'm sure. But $20,000 in one day. Yeah, I remember that, and that was crazy. I remember actually calling my mom, telling everyone like, "Yo, like I made $20,000 today. Like I know you guys know I'm successful. I know I have nice cars, and this was a while back, but I had nice cars still. But $20,000 in one day. Like, have you heard of that? Have you ever fucking seen that happen? And to me, that was crazy. I mean, that just showed me like that the possibilities are literally endless.
Okay. So
So,
if we're gonna, because this, we're gonna have to stay on trading for a little bit, because I do want to ask you about some of the ventures that you're involved in, some of the different projects that you have going on. But real quick, just to stay on the topic of trading, what do you think is holding most traders back from being able to reach that point of success, from being able to get past
oh
that
yeah,
first hurdle of like figuring it out?
yeah, that first hurdle, that's easy, bro. It's psychology. That's it. That's all that's holding anybody back. I can teach you right now, live on this podcast, my strategy. And if you can't psychologically handle losing, I just wasted my time. Because at the end of the day, if you can't handle a loss or you can't handle to lose, even for 1 week straight, the best traders in this game will lose for one whole week straight. I've had bad weeks, a whole week. I've never had multiple weeks bad in a row. That's crazy. But I've had a whole week where it was like, I lost money this week. And it didn't bother me because next week, it's a new week. It's a fresh start. Same thing as if I lose tonight. Tomorrow's a new day. You're never going to see me revenge trade or get mad or try to make that money back right away. You'll never see me do that. I'll wait till my setup is there. If it takes 3 days for that setup to come again, I'll see you in 3 days to trade. But realistically, it's psychology, 100%. I know people who have good strategies and they can't trade because that strategy lost one trade for them. They flipped out, got in again, and their account's now gone. So it's psychology, 100%.
Okay. So then what would be the most important skills that you think a trader needs to develop to be successful in the markets?
I would say I think a couple really good skills to have as a trader. Um, for one, you got to have the drive. I sound like a skill set, but it is. If you don't have the drive to get to where you want to be, you're not gonna get there. Like, let me just say this real quick. Anybody out there watching, you want to trade Forex? Just know right now, it's not easy. And it will never be easy. I don't care how my videos make shit look. I don't care how this guy or this guy or this guy's videos make it look. Either they don't really trade for one, I'm not saying no names, or for two, they're really good at what they do. But realistically, it's not easy to trade. Nobody can. I would slap the shit out of somebody who told me trading is easy. I learned this shit right away, and I'm doing it. It's easy. You're capping. You're not. You're not trading for real. Like you're a bitch for even saying that because that's just not how it's going to go down. But really, it's not. Trading is not easy in any way. Not any sense of it is easy. There's just nothing about it easy. So if you don't have I mean, shit, you have to have the skill set of being able to just push and do it. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that drive. A lot of people will give up. A lot of people won't stay up till 4 a.m. If you ain't trying to do all that, then you better go apply at your local McDonald's because, I mean, realistically, it's not going to go down like that. It's going to be very, very hard. And I mean hard. Like this could be harder than, I don't want to disrespect no other jobs, but shit, harder than a lot of jobs. I'm talking about like the military, shit like that. It's harder than that mentally. Like think about the military, you're gonna make that money. Trying to learn to trade Forex. I mean, there's no guarantee that you're gonna get the job. Learn the skill set. But if you can't do that, then you might have just spent 3 years broke, doing nothing, going nowhere. And
For
that's what
sure.
you got to live with. So either push hard or waste all of your time. That's on you. But it's not easy. I mean,
All right. So if we're going to keep talking about the topic of tips to new traders, when a trader is inside of a signals group and they're not really used to trading, this is their first time going through it. what advice would you give that person about how to use signals and the best way to go about it to keep themselves out of trouble?
I always say if you're trying to learn to trade, do not get signals. Don't take signals from anybody, even me. If you want to learn how to trade, I will tell you to your face, do not buy my signals. I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care. I haven't been charging or making money off signals in the last 2 months. I have an app that's coming out, so I've been working on that. I'm not making no money off people right now in any way, and I don't care. If you want to take signals, do it because you're very busy and maybe you have a little separate account where you're making money. You know what I'm saying? I would say have two accounts. One account where you're learning, one account you're just taking signals, but don't like overthink the signals. Just take them and use it as a percentage growth account or something like that, whatever. But I would never say if you want to learn, don't take signals if you want to learn. It's gonna mess you up, really. And this comes from someone who has a signal program. And I'm telling you right now, anybody watching this, if you're still trying to learn right now, don't get my signals, which we'll talk about it later, what I have going on.
So that's a pretty good segue, honestly. If you want to just segue into the new things that you got going on.
Yeah, so that brings me to my my app. I have an app launching. It's gonna be free, but you could do paid things on it. It's gonna be free. It's gonna have a mini course in it, which I just got done actually filming for the course. And I'm telling you guys right now, like, holy shit. Like, this is the best free course on the internet. Like, it will break the internet. This course is ridiculous. And it's like
Where
7 videos.
where can everybody find this course?
It's going to be on my app. It's going to be my Clarity Forex app. So you're going to go on the App Store, Google Store, and you're going to type in Clarity Forex. It should be out hopefully on Sunday. So I don't know when this is going out, but Sunday next week. And it's going to have a free course. It's going to have breakdown videos and stuff like that for free. I might send some of my trades out for free. And then it'll also have an option if you want for a certain price per month. This will be cheap as hell. You get signals and a full course that is like just breaking everything down. It's like 25 videos. Or like not 25, but it's like 2-3 hours worth of content, and I'll live stream on there, all kinds of stuff, just helping people out. But realistically, it's gonna have signals on there as well. With the course, you get both for it's so cheap, it's just scary. But
So is this a project that you're working on alone, or did you partner with anybody on this, or how is this
yeah,
working?
it's just me.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
it's just my app, but it should break the internet because that free course is ridiculous, bro. Like, it's ridiculous.
I know folks always appreciate free content.
Yeah.
So what what other projects do you have working? I know that there was something called FMS. Do you want to talk to us about that?
Oh, FMS. So FMS is just Funny Made Simple. It's a company that everyone here knows what funding is. It's just a funding company that I found to be the best, I would say. And I just like the 80% profit split. And then they also have bi-weekly payouts, which is good for people who succeed. You don't want to wait months to get paid out. I'm sure a lot of these companies have, that months and months of waiting to get paid out. So I like the bi-weekly payouts. I like the 80% profit split. And I think the reason I like these so much is because I know I'm a real trader and I know that I can get funded and actually, get 80%. So that's probably why I like the number so much. And not only that, I mean, I think one thing that I really like the most about this company is that they're not big, they're not known, they're not FTMO, and they're not funding talent or these bullshit companies who I'm not gonna say bullshit. I'm not gonna say there's nothing wrong with these companies in any way because I never tried them. But these companies that are just making so much money off of people, it's ridiculous. So I like to give love to smaller organizations. I've been doing this
So
my whole
what's
career.
what is FMS? What does it stand for? What's FMS stand for?
Funding made simple.
Funding made simple. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the company I'm rocking with right now. I like I said, I always give love to smaller organizations.
Okay.
I actually ended up shouting out a bot. It was a bot that says buy or sell, like a buy sell bot, kind of just like tips, like this is a buy market, sell market, just little things, and it was pretty good. But there was multiple bots I was looking at, and I went with the bot that did the same thing. Right? They both did the same thing. They pretty much call buys or sell at the same time, and it is good. It's a momentum type of bot, so I did like it. And I promoted the bot that nobody knew about instead of the one that was popping and it was starting to blow up. I promoted the one that no one knew about because not only were they cheaper, but they were giving you the same data and they deserved a chance because nobody's fucking with them. And I get that. I was at that point. Nobody was fucking with me at first. All these other big names, and I'm over here trying to do YouTube and stuff. Nobody cared about me. And nobody gave me a chance or shouted me out or let me come on their podcast, things like that. So why not help out smaller companies? I don't have no problem with that. The service is just as good as the bigger companies. They deserve that shot. You see what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
And
100%.
and they're given 80% opposed to FTMO 70%, I believe. I'm going to give them a shot because they're offering more than another company's offering. But just because they're smaller, they're not hyped. It's no reason for me to not fuck with them. That's like saying, I pick up basketball game. This dude, everyone knows who this dude is. He can ball, right? But then there's this dude over here who can really ball. Like I'm talking about 10 times better than this dude. Why would I ever choose this dude just because he's more famous? I don't care about clout. I don't care about, I want to look cool because everyone knows who this guy is. No, I want to win. So I'm gonna go with the better product. I
Okay.
don't care how small you are. I'm gonna give you a shot. So that's kind of why I went with them. There was a couple other candidates I was looking at, but they seem to be the most, I would say, legit for the smaller companies, and they worked out.
Have you tried any other funding company before this, or is this the first one that you gave a try
I
in
tried
terms of
that.
funding?
I tried FTMO a while back.
Okay.
I had an account with FTMO, and it was cool. There was nothing wrong with them. I don't think nothing's wrong with FTMO. But like I said, it's a bigger company that already got so much left. So let me help out another company who's offering more and doesn't have that publicity. I'm gonna help you out.
Now, I think you might be the largest or one of the largest Forex personalities on YouTube. And
Mhm.
so, how do you feel like YouTube plays into the whole culture today in today's like Forex community? How do you feel like YouTube is playing into it?
Yeah, I think for me, bro, like first thing, I mean, I'm number one. I don't think there's a question on that. And you can't give me another name who got numbers like mine consistently. I don't care if they got 50,000 views on a few videos that they posted one time per month. Like, I don't care about that. Post weekly and get my numbers. You're not gonna do that. Swaggy C recently started posting more. He gets half my numbers now, and I'm still posting consistently. So ain't nobody up there like me. Nobody's getting numbers like me. Nobody will get numbers like me consistently. So that's that. I mean, YouTube's huge though. I mean, I feel like YouTube is where you can kind of show your creativity and your skills, and it doesn't disappear. Like with Instagram, you do something on your story, it's gone. You post on your actual Instagram, it's cool, but it's not like it doesn't feel the same as YouTube to where you can like comment and like it's just there. It's like a home. On Instagram, it's more so like this is real quick. It's just not as strong.
Okay.
And the thing about YouTube though is that ain't nobody really doing it like me. And that's what I hate is that most people on there do the same stuff and they're boring. Like the
So,
shit is starting to get boring. I see a lot of people just sit in front of their camera and talk about motivational shit. Like you're boring.
what do you feel like the industry is lacking the most right now?
I think the industry is just lacking. I'll say creativity. I'll say yeah, it's boring. A lot of people boring. Like I have some shit coming up, bro. That's gonna be crazy. Like literally crazy. I would say it's boring. Like I'm tired of seeing breakdown videos of the same strategy from the same people over and over again. They barely even explain the strategy. Like it's fucking boring. Do something. Show off your cars and go to a car meet. Do some vlogging. I don't know. Do something, but it's just not it right now. And it's fine. Like I will literally take the whole community, carry them on my back with myself, and that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the year. And next year, I'm gonna just do that. And like I said, my numbers speak for themselves. I posted a video yesterday. It's at 33. It's at 30. I haven't even checked. It's at 30,000 views. Has not been 24 hours yet. And I think my next video is going to be something crazy nobody's doing. I don't want to talk about too much because then people are going to try to copy it, which nobody copying it. But we're going to do a little challenge type of thing in public with real people. I'm going to have my fans come out. We're going to do a challenge. I'll just say it. We're going to do the crate, the crate challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the crate challenge. If you can pass that crate challenge, I will fund you a Forex account. That's it. That's the video. You see what I'm saying? Who's doing that. Who's being creative? Who's getting people to laugh like I get people to laugh while teaching Forex? Like nobody's doing that. Everybody else is just sitting there in their suits talking about some motivational shit.
So, we're getting ready to wrap up. I really appreciate you getting on the podcast and giving us your time. I want to ask you, what is the MambaFX legacy? Like, what do you want your impact to be on the industry, and what do you want your impact to be as a brand?
Well, I just want to be known as the guy who helped as many people out as he could for free. That's why this app's coming out. Obviously, it's going to be paid shit, but that's just to help pay for cost of creating the app and running the app. It's expensive. So, realistically, I want the app to just pay for itself. I don't need to make no money off of anybody else after that. I'm chilling. I make my money trading. I got other investments, crypto, all kinds of shit. I'm chilling. I just want to be the guy that helped the most people out. I want people to be like, I looked at a lot of different, traders, but MambaFX helped me the most. He got me where I'm at. This guy was cool. This guy was cool. But when I found Mamba, I started to see the markets differently. That's all I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to be creative. I want people to be like, he's the only one doing third-person videos, having fun, and trading at the same time. He's showing, instead of just showing how to trade, he's showing why you want to be a trader.
Okay, there you go. So the trader that's sitting at home listening to this or watching this, what should they get up and do right after they listen to this podcast?
I would say get up, go eat some booty, and then just start really focusing up. If you're not where you want to be, you better start focusing up. You got no one to blame but yourself that you're not where you want to be yet. So you should be in pain. Every night you should be in pain because you stay up till 6 fucking a.m. studying charts, back testing. And if you're not, then you're not working hard enough. So, I don't really got much to say about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it on the Expert Trader podcast. MambaFX stops by for episode 24. MambaFX, thank you for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
The Expert Trader podcast.